So today we're going to be talking about fractals. Fractals can be found everywhere around us. They're found in nature. You can make computer programs of fractals. Science explains nature through fractals, and a lot of plants grow in fractals. And math will explain the science of how things grow with equations about fractals. And art imitates fractals a lot of times to create new creations. So when we learn about fractals, we're going to be talking about science and math and art. And we're going to begin with talking about trees. We're going to learn how to draw trees and leaves, and they both grow and form in a fractal pattern. So if we look at these trees in front of us, we see the leaves because they haven't lost their leaves yet. And we see several different kinds of trees, and they all grow in similar ways. If we look at this tree right here, it helps us understand it because part of the leaves are gone. And we can see the part that the leaves have covered up to understand how it grows. Right here we see how the branches branch into smaller branches, which branch into smaller branches, which branch into smaller branches yet, way up at the top. And so that's what we're going to learn how to draw, is how a tree forms in a linear pattern. That means using lines down at the bottom, and that same pattern is used to make the branches and the smaller branches and the smaller branches down to the tiny ones at the end. So let's go look at this tree a little closer. As you can see, it grows in a trunk, and then it branches out to bigger branches, which go into smaller branches yet. And if we look at this coniferous tree or this pine tree, it also branches out in the same way. It might have a different shape, but it branches out in the same way. And this little tree, we see that same pattern of it branching from the trunk. So when we learn to draw the leaves and the trees, we're going to be using that type of a pattern and creating it over and over. Here's several different kinds of leaves that I've collected around. And if you can see, all of them have this vein pattern on the back that goes into smaller veins that then would go into smaller veins. And if you notice, it looks a lot like a tree. The patterns on a leaf are very similar in fractal nature to the ones that are on the tree that they come from. This actually is called a leaf. The whole system there is called a leaf, not just each one of those individual parts. And it's really fascinating to study trees. This one, when I pulled it, it came off with a branch. And if you'll notice right here, it has a Y. And that is the part of the pattern that we will be repeating. I can show you a willow branch here that came from a tree, and it branches out into a Y, and that Y branches out into a Y, and then the little parts up here branch out into a Y. This branch that's fallen off the tree branches out into a Y off of the main branch. So that's the main thing that I want you to learn, is that the fractal pattern that we'll be using for trees and leaves is based on a Y. Also, one last piece of information is that these kind of trees, maple, and I think that's also a maple, but there's a crab apples and all different kinds of red buds and things, are deciduous, which means that they lose their leaves in the fall. And these trees are called coniferous, and they stay green all year round, so they don't lose their leaves yearly. Hello. Today we're going to talk about fractals and what fractals are, and then using fractals to create a tree or a leaf for a project. This is just practice right now. So we're just learning about fractals and how to draw them. And then you're going to practice drawing a tree, and then we're going to take that information and we're going to do a project with it. So today we're going to talk about fractals. I am using a regular piece of copy paper, but you can use any kind of paper if you want to. It does not have to be heavy drawing or special paper. It's really just practice paper. So a fractal is around us everywhere, and they are the way that plants grow. They can grow in fractals, the way that all different kinds of things in nature grow in fractals. And math takes those fractals and can explain them through an equation. And in fact, some parts of math research fractals. And the research of fractals has actually made the chips in our phones, and especially the cameras in our phones, a lot higher quality and able to do a lot more things. And so fractals are used in many different ways in our lives, and we're going to learn how to draw one. A fractal, a simple definition is that it is a randomly repeating pattern. And if you think about what you've been taught through the years, what pattern is, it's usually not a random thing. You've been taught that patterns are A, B, A, B, A, B, and just keep repeating over and over. Or it's a striped pattern or a dot pattern. And in the case of a fractal, you're going to use, for trees, we're going to use a line segment that looks a lot like a Y, and we're just going to repeat it, but in some instances, the different parts of it might be longer or shorter, or there might be two of them. And so it's this kind of a line segment, but it's just repeated over in different ways. So that's why it's called randomly repeating. And in this case, to draw a tree, you're going to start with a trunk, because that's how a tree grows, is it grows with the trunk first that attaches to the ground. So we're going to pretend that the grass is growing along each side of our tree and it has a trunk. Now, if you think what a tree does when it's in nature, is it comes up and it branches just a little bit out both directions like this. But if we were to draw this with just a line after we've drawn the sides of the trunk, we're describing the sides of the trunk and the width of the trunk, then it wouldn't really make sense, would it? We have to give it a thickness. So if you were to draw my finger and you were going to only draw this side, it wouldn't really describe my finger. You would need this side to say how wide the finger is. So right here, we're going to draw how wide the branch is, and we're going to do it on both sides because this is a branch and this is a branch. So far we've gone out and we've gone out, and then we gave this a thickness and we gave this a thickness, and now we're going to connect in the middle. And you do not have to use a pen to draw this tree. You can use a pencil. In this case, I'm drawing with a Sharpie, so I can't go back and erase. But if you draw with a pencil and then trace your lines with a Sharpie, you could add a branch here or there when you get going. Right in here, then we're going to pretend that this branch right here is a trunk of a new tree, and then we're going to do our pattern of out, out, because that's the branching off. And we're going to give this side a thickness and this side a thickness, and then we're going to connect. And that's our pattern, is we go from a trunk and we go out, out, give it a thickness, and then connect. And then up here we did it again. We found our trunk, we went out, out, give it a thickness, connect. So that's our order. We do out, out, give it a thickness, and we're going to do that 2 times, and then we're going to connect, and then we're just going to repeat. Okay, and this is what's in the slideshow. So we're going to find our next branch. It's really important when you're building a tree that you do both sides equally and you keep growing on both sides. So over here I'm going to find my new trunk and I'm going to go out, out, give it a thickness, times 2, and then connect. Then I'm going to go over here, I'm going to find this trunk and I'm going to out, out, give it a thickness, connect. And then I'm going to find this trunk and I'm going to go out, out, give it a thickness, connect. And the reason why we don't just make a V here is that a lot of times in nature, this connecting area right in here is rounded rather than a sharp V kind of shape. So that's why we leave it open to connect in different ways. So I'm over here, I found my other trunk. I'm going to go out, out, give it a thickness, connect. Now we're going to look at our tree and it's starting to look like a real tree. If you are drawing with a pencil, or even if you're not drawing a pencil, we could have a branch that comes out from the other side somewhere and it goes out, out, give it a thickness, connect. And I'm going to keep going with this one, out, out, give it a thickness, connect. And eventually it would probably run into this one, wouldn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to keep going with this one, out, out, give it a thickness, connect. And then I'm going to go finish this one, out, out, give it a thickness, connect. Now do you see how this is curved right here? That's because I've stayed on that one for a while. Pretty soon you're going to have it curling around and curling around. You can make the tree do lots of cool shapes. In fact, I've seen some students put a heart in the middle of their tree by the way that they grew their branches, and all different kinds of shapes that you can put in your tree by growing your branches differently. But that's why you hop around and you do both sides, is because if you stay with one, it curves around. So I'm going to stay with this one right here, and you notice how I made it just go behind this one? So if I might imagine what it's doing over here is I would just keep going and making my branches pretend like they go behind this one. The one thing that is important to remember is that this tree, as you're growing it, is going to get, if you notice, it starts out bigger and each time I draw it, it tends to just get smaller and smaller. Yours are probably going to do that too. And it's just kind of a natural progression. I want you to keep drawing until this looks like a real tree. That means that you might end up, some students have gone clear down and around and filled the whole page full of branches. That's fine. This is a practice. It's just fun. Sometimes it's just something fun to do. Or you can make it look like a real tree and get it out here pretty big. This is not finished. I would keep going until I have it looking like a real tree, like if you were going to take a photograph of a real tree. After you get really good at drawing trees, you'll be able to start drawing more realistic looking trees that might have thinner branches and maybe a little more irregular kind of structures in the trees. And when you put leaves on the trees, they start to look very real. So if you think about, I'm gonna get this to lay flat, how this looks different than before I put the leaves on the trees, it really makes it look more real. So if you want to draw your tree a little thinner with a little thinner branches, they still need to have both sides of the branch showing, but it can be a thinner, more elongated or stretched out branch shape. Have fun. So have fun, keep going, and you're going to take a picture of this and you're going to turn it in, and then after you have that done, you'll be able to move on to the next project or the next lesson that has the project in it.